Hello. Let's see, I'm not getting any sound from the game. I think it's just the menu. Oh. Or it could be my volume mixer is different since I switched. Since I updated. So let me fix that real quick. That's really odd. Let's do speakers. Let's see. Is there audio now? Looks right. There we go. Alright. I almost forgot. I need to start co-op. Gonna have some co-op gameplay today. Create. It's a big day for this game. Lots of people watching on Twitch. And that's because it's the second day since the new update came out. This game is now available on Switch and on Steam. In addition to having a big update, as you can see, it's telling me, hey look, there's a new region. But that'll probably be a little bit too tough. So, to keep it relatively doable, we're going to stick with this. I was looking. I wonder if the update or playing co-op put all of my vehicles in the garage. Maybe I did that. Because I thought I had some left over here, but this is a garage I can use. One thing about this update is it introduced the hardcore mode. Oh, and I have some new free trucks. I forgot. This is part of the anniversary update, the free part. It says DLC, but really it's free DLC. So let's see. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see. How do I fit this into my existing truck? Rolls. Well, this one's a real big beast. Let's see what it can do. Oh, so I forgot. I need Discord open in case my friend comes online. But I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Let's see. Go to my dashboard. I also forgot that. There we go. Alright. Gotta figure out which trucks I actually want. Yeah, this is something I hadn't planned on because I didn't know about these new trucks till today. Alright, well, I mostly have it memorized for what's the best tires. Let's see if I remember. Usually 2 is mud tires, but I will double check. Sometimes it's different, but I think this is the most common tires available. Okay, so off-road UOD 2. Yep, mud tires. This is the best this can get. Let me just check what the change is like, because I might use these in snow. 1.3 is the best, and this is 1.9 that I'm getting, so it's better. It feels weird to just buy things indiscriminately with this. I've been playing hardcore on my own, offline, on Switch, and man, hardcore is different. You have to be very careful with what you choose to do with your money, because you can't just sell it back for full price. Might as well max everything out. Alright. So this thing can serve a few roles. It looks like if I do the combo of loading crane bed that it doesn't like that very much. Ooh. That doesn't look quite right. Someone was saying this is for short logs or something, which aren't even in the game. Okay. That's long logs. Oh, that's odd. Let me get my dashboard pulled back up. There we go. Alright. Just gotta figure out what I want. Well, let's just try this as a typical truck. Okay, so let's do a little bit more customization so I know what I'm dealing with. Let's do blue. I don't use blue very often. Do an exterior sticker just for laughs. Oh, did they add some? Yeah, it looks like they might have. Or maybe not. But I don't remember seeing this one, so I'll add it. Alright, well, let's just try it real quick. Let's figure out where we're going. Playing on Switch, opening the map's a lot less snappy. I'm noticing. Okay, let's... Did I build this bridge? It looks built. What's metal delivery? Okay, you may notice my buttons freaking out and doing a bunch of stuff. That's because I've been playing on Switch and the buttons are swapped. So that really threw me off. Oversized cargo and seismic vibrator? What? What is going on here? Okay, well, where do I get oversized cargo from here? Alright, well, this seems straightforward enough. Get to do two things at once. Also, it's going to throw me off not loading all of my stuff manually. Alright, oh, that's what that is. Well, let's just pretend I didn't do this. Notice me pressing the wrong button over and over. Let's switch back to saddle. Do this the old-fashioned way with the trailer. Yeah, wrong button over and over. Okay, what do we want? We want good old friend, the sideboard. Okay. I mean, this feels more intuitive because I have a few hundred hours almost of using Xbox controller and Switch controller. I have like 10 hours, so I'll get back to it soon enough. But yeah, okay, that button. Alright. The other question I have to answer is, if my friend joins, what am I going to have him do? Did someone drop this? Why is there an oversized cargo just sitting here? Or is that just... Yeah, that's not cargo. That's still odd. It's part of the aesthetic of this garage, but still seems out of place. You know what? I'm not getting any sound. I'm just realizing, I'm like, I turned it on. Someone said to check some of my options too, to make sure that shadows are not ultra. Okay, good, they're not. Let me check my audio again. Oh, it switched back without my permission. That's amazing. I love it when things make no sense like that. Let's see. Alright. We're back in business. That's really bizarre. Yeah, it must be a Windows Update problem. Where it just decided several times in a row to switch my audio for no reason. Very bizarre. I'm gonna be pressing that wrong button many times tonight. Interesting, on Discord it lists what version of the game I'm running. I was thinking about some of the games I play and how they don't have sound, like Rogue and also Tony Hawk with the music turned off. I forgot I had a solution to make that less awkward. Where am I taking this? Oh, there. Alright. I mean, this is a route I could take, but might as well go the long way. Seems a little more straightforward. I can also go this way. The roundabout way, but that's not good. Man, it's so weird thinking like, oh, all of my fuel is completely free, so get it while you can. Alright, well, I think what I'll do is I'll deliver this and then I'll go exploring in this truck to see how well it does off-road. I did pick pretty good tires. They're among the best in the game. The highest rated 2.9 tires. Okay, I almost went the wrong way already. Okay. I'm not used to coming from this way, going down this road. Also a weird thing, I thought I was going crazy way back when the game first launched, where I had to sometimes swap to first person and back to third person to fix the camera. But I realized that that's a real thing, because it's happening again on Switch. It wasn't just my imagination. I could zoom in like this, but once I'm zoomed in, there's no zooming out on Switch, so that must be a bug, the old bug like I used to experience. The only way to fix it is to reset the camera. So that's kind of odd. It also might be my controller drift, but I'm pretty sure it's not, because sometimes my down works on the analog stick. But I do have upward drift like most people on Switch, and it can be a little annoying. Wow. Amazing this game's on Switch. Compared to SnowRunner, it's pretty good. They improved the graphics a bit. Alright. Here. I know some people when they stream, they audio monitor their own voice, which is kind of funny to me, to be used to hearing your own voice while you're talking. Having it piped back to you. And it's never going to be perfectly in sync the way you hear it echoing through your head. But yeah, having it played back to you slightly after you say it is very off-putting. I don't know how people can ever get used to that. It must take a lot of practice. The sportscaster aesthetic, although, you know, they don't always keep it on in sports or most other things, but sometimes they do. You have to not get thrown off by it. Oh, I didn't realize this whole time the sun was coming out. I wonder if they'll ever change it to where there's like almost checkpoints that are invisible on the map whenever you drive to into the next region, it'll show you all of your objective markers in that region. Because right now, nothing's showing. Like, I have no indicator of where I'm supposed to deliver this. But as soon as I hit the invisible marker, it'll show up. Oh, it's through here. Oh, there it is, right outside this place. It's crazy to think, too, that I bought this trailer. Hardcore mode, you can't sell trailers at all, so you're completely invested. I mean, at least with trucks and add-ons, if you buy something, it's sell back for 50%, but trailers are worthless, so you gotta be careful. Gotta use up all those trailers on the map as best you can. I'm not even sure where there are like the blue sideboard trailers for free on any map. There might be, I can't remember, maybe one in the whole game. Usually it's other types of trailers for free, like the red one. I pressed the wrong button. If I wasn't so used to, yeah, that's gonna stay. Well, so far this thing isn't great at not flipping, so that's known. I'm gonna rescue this, why not? Oh, I have nothing on any map, so I'm gonna have to go... Gosh, it's really gonna take just as long. We're gonna table this for now. You know what I could do is leave this for later by doing this. I can't think of a sneaky way of getting that in there without just getting my big old crane again. This thing has backup beams. Yeah, but it's flipped over because I hit the wrong button because I'm used to switch. It's mashing the X button. That's not, wait, is it? No. Because X is differential lock on this. It's funny is I'm using the same control profile on both versions, but switch. There's no switching the face buttons to be swapped, so you're stuck with its layout no matter how you do it. It seems a lot of people are like me, where they use the face buttons for stuff, and it makes it harder to do stuff while winching, because of the way they have it set up. The buttons do double duty, like the handbrake and the release winch button are the same button. That's very annoying for many times when you want to turn on or off the handbrake while winching. The other problem is differential lock will be the same button as turn the engine on the other vehicle. They did fix that a little bit where it's they made it so you hold the button to do it for turning the engine on, but I can't remember. In certain circumstances, like if I'm in a zone where you could deliver cargo, I'm doing triple duty with that one button. It's the same as differential lock. And so cargo zone button takes over usually, so it can be really frustrating to try to tow something into or out of the cargo zone. This thing, I mean, it's pretty basic. I don't know how I feel about this truck. Oh, it's got those it's got fake wheels. You see that? Intentionally above where they should be. That's really annoying. Yeah, I think I'll sell this truck. Get something better. Hey, look, there is a free sideboard semi-trailer right there. Like I was saying. But yeah, that's kind of sad. I was almost to where I needed to be. I can't remember if this thing can have the call it, vibrating seismometer or whatever it's called. That thing is existing. Let's see. I'm not getting any drop frames. Yeah, the encoder really does not like rain. There's nothing I can really do about that on online. I can't make time pass. You know what's funny is I think I have fewer viewers than usual. Even though the games came out, I guess everyone who wants to watch this game have more streamers to watch. But that's okay. I have lots of hours of content of this game on my YouTube, and they're my least viewed videos, which is fine. I just think it's kind of funny. It must be a highly saturated game for YouTube. Whereas some of my more obscure games get a lot of like search hits because there's not very many videos about them. So everyone ends up watching my video. Just fascinated by this area. I don't think I've ever been here. Yeah, I'm not digging that beep either. It's gotta go. So this will be the one time I ever use this truck. Maybe I should get a good thumbnail. I always use the automated thumbnails because I'm lazy, and I'm using this truck first, so it'll probably be the first thumbnail for YouTube. I'm very tired. Getting back to normal sleep schedule for my area. So I'll stream this for a couple hours and I'll go straight to bed. I have no idea where I'm going. I guess here and then figure out how to get there. It's nice to think like, oh, I can go mess around and then recover. Haven't been thinking like that in 2 days playing hardcore. And I pressed the wrong button again. You see that flash? That meant I pressed differential lock on accident. Gotta get used to the buttons again. I almost had another disaster. If it wasn't for this thing naturally settling upright enough to start my engine, I would have been stuck in the last area. Last time I flipped. But yeah, this truck is kind of annoying. It's got the dead tires, unpowered tires. It's so bizarre. I mean, there's probably some real world application of it, but to me it's just annoying to have these unpowered tires. I mean, at least it's fairly fuel efficient. I picked the best engine I could find, and it's still pretty good. I guess that's kind of the trade-off. And you know what? I guess I will. I'm like, I could just buy a brand new trailer and start over, but it'll be better practice to get something with the crane. I might actually use a small crane, which is extra risky, because that's an oversized cargo, and it's not very easy to pick up with a small crane. Yeah, so even with the best tires you can get in the game, those dead tires really make things harder when you're in mud. Like, look at this. I mean, that's pretty deep mud, but still, it's not wowing me. Going pretty slow. My buttons are all swapped. So what happened is on Switch, it uses the same names for the buttons, and I guess whoever designed the game wasn't thinking that that would be annoying to players. There's no way to swap it to be the same as it is on PlayStation, Xbox, whatever other controllers you have for PC. Oh, I survived that section, so there's that. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna go sell this. After putting all that work into making it look nice for like 20 seconds. 20 seconds wasted. But hey, now I can say I don't think this truck is worth it. I mean, it's free. I can sell it for money. I still don't understand how DLC works with a Switch in hardcore mode. Because, I mean, this was just dropped into my garage. I don't know at what point you get these vehicles otherwise. Like, you have to be at a certain level before the DLC trucks are delivered. Because it wasn't in my garage when I started a brand new campaign, and it wasn't when I did anything else. I'm trying to think. I did hardcore mode. So I haven't tested it on PC with hardcore mode to see if it'll give me the trucks. Because in my mind, that just makes things much easier. I think most people point out on hardcore playing with the starting trucks, so maybe they have the same experience, or maybe the DLC works for them and they're just not using it by choice. But it would be nice to have that cash infusion into hardcore mode. Where am I even going? Yeah, there's like no connection to anything. I should have gone this other way this whole time. Alright, well, I guess we're driving through the mud. This is probably where the seismograph thing needs to go. It's a nice area. Oh well. Oh. Don't know what's going on. Kind of think of all the things that I can talk about alone that I won't bring up when someone else joins. There's a lot of thunder and lightning earlier. I was thinking about that. Like, hey, nature sounds cool, but it's not as cool if I lose power or something. Did have a lot of power issues here. We had I don't know if it was a microburst, it was just a weird storm last year that knocked out power for a couple days. So that wasn't very fun. Like, oh, we haven't seen a storm like that in 50 or 100 years or something. And I'm like, I don't know, I just moved here. Maybe that's normal. You gotta have a 50-year storm every once in a while. I mean, this truck's still alive, I'll give it that. But yeah, this is kind of a slog. The good old winch point to point. Go down to this. Wow, it does nothing. I mean, to be fair, my back end is completely underwater, so that's not good. Yeah, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. Okay. This button, this button. There we go. That's what I want. I don't know, I think I actually prefer the other button scheme. I'm more used to this one, but I'm thinking about it, and like having release be the bottom button and winch be the left button on the controller just feels like it's more convenient when my thumb is usually on the stick doing camera movements. Yeah, this is a pain. Okay. We're gonna stick this out and try to get this tower, but I'm never using this truck again. I don't think. It's bad. It's funny that my Rogue video actually has views. I was a little surprised. I thought it might, but I wonder what part of my title gets the search engine results. Maybe because it's Amiga Rogue and every once in a while someone's interested in that. I also put Epics Rogue in the title because that's technically true. Though the two versions of Epics Rogue are very different. There's the one for DOS, and then there's the one for Amiga, and they look completely different. Though they both use tile sets, which is pretty out there for Rogue. Imagine having the seismic thing here, it's going to be a mess. But there's really no other purpose for this area, so that's probably it. Alright. This. I'm slowly making progress. Someday I'll be out of this bog. For anyone who ever cared about a review of this truck, will know not to use it if you have alternatives. Yeah. It's a shame that there's no option to remove the little dead tires, as I call them. I think most people, that's what kills trucks like this for them. As I press the wrong buttons. Having a truck that has a severe disadvantage like that. Let's see, I can talk about Magic. Played some Magic the Gathering. Not much has happened there. They banned an overpowered combo today, so that was funny. Good old combos that can win you the game in 2 turns. People don't like those. Especially because it makes like one card a premium. It's a 2-card combo that I guess you wouldn't necessarily win in 2 turns, but pretty consistently by turn 3 or 4. And apparently it dominated a recent tournament over the weekend, so I think like half the decks that were played were that. And it had a good win percent, so that's a pretty good indicator. But yeah, it's always dangerous when Magic prints a card that has an alternative win condition. So the card says if you do this, you win the game. That's what happened. People are winning with a very simple combo. Because there's a card that lets you win the game easily. Some of the funnier ones are fun though. It's like Magic just tempts people to take bad combos for those other ones, but once in a while they'll accidentally make one that's too good. What was the one that there was a card that was like if you have over 200 cards in your library, when you play this then you win the game or something. And it's funny to think that people try to make that one work, because if you only have 4 copies, oh my gosh, there's no way I'm getting through that. I guess I'll just go around. You only can have 4 copies of the card, and so to get that one card, you have to have another card that can get you the card to make it more consistent. to be able to cast that card. There was one a while back that was like, have all 4 copies of this card out and you win. But the way people made it work was just by using other cards that copy existing cards. Makes it a bit easier. So that one was pretty fun. It was never banned because it wasn't that good. I'm trying to think of other ones that were good enough to ban. I can't think of any. I remember they banned that old card that lets you play a sub-game. I don't know who thought that was a good idea, you know, back in the early days. Like, I think it was an alpha card. They were just like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if you had a card that says you have to play another game of Magic under the table, essentially, of this game of Magic. And then when that one concludes, there's consequences, but then you're back to the normal game. Like, oh, that sounds horrible. Imagine doing that within the sub-game. Or the sub-game of the sub-game. I think that means if you won the double sub-game, the first one immediately would be resolved. Yeah, it doesn't sound like fun. Cards that stall the game, make it last way too long, usually get banned. It's like, why'd they make them in the first place if they knew it was gonna stall the game too long? Oh well. Magic is a weird game. It's been around long enough that it has a big player base. It's addicting enough to people. Kind of glad playing the online version. There's no resale value, but there's also way cheaper to build a game collection. You do it for free too. I pressed the wrong button, but it's okay. Caught it fast enough. Well, it'll have to be the retirement of this truck, and then I'll try the other truck. I guess I labeled this stream after the anniversary update, so it'll be good to actually use the 2 trucks that are part of the update. I mean, they're not the worst trucks, but they're just, this one's just bad so far. Oh. Okay. Gotta cross this. In the back of my mind, like, I'm not even thinking about this playthrough, I'm thinking about my hardcore playthrough. That's the allure of this game, is planning. And so in the back of my head, it's like planning what I'm going to do next. Like, oh, I should do this or that. In my hardcore, which again, I'll probably never stream because it's on my Switch. And so I don't have a capture card. And until I do, that's not streamable. I could always add hardcore to this on my PS4 version, which I did some practice with PS4, and it can stream. I mean, it's not as clear as when I local record, get the internet frame drops and whatnot. And it seems a bit blurrier when I stream it, a game versus local recording. I'll have to go back and check that, because I did 2 different games, so it's not the best control conditions, but I did Tony Hawk for my stream, and I did like Ghost of Tsushima and Death Stranding for my local recording. And the local recordings are pretty blurry. PS4 is not the best at recording while playing. Alright, well that was a dud. It's not even worth that much. Alright, let's try this out. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe OBS just broke. So I had keyboard shortcuts that would mute me, but they are not working. So that's always something you want to see. Is mute not working. So let me fix that. Let's see. Settings. Time to do some OBS. Let's see. Yeah, the audio is fixed in OBS, but it not my hotkeys. Oh. Interesting. It's read out even though I was attempting to use it. Oh, that's so weird. I guess I'll just reassign it. Oh. Excuse me, that's not the same thing. It's like, what? That's not right. It's like my keyboard is recognized differently by the computer. That's odd. Well, let's try that at least. Alright, testing. Alright, it looks like both buttons work just fine. Muting and unmuting, but very bizarre. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I did, again, Windows Update. I don't think I updated OBS, so Windows Update is just messing with me. Well, let's see if this truck can do any better. Give it a nice big sticker. Oh, inside exterior. This could be the mud monster. I mean, that sounds fine. Oh man, this thing does not have anything unlocked. Well, let's go for big beefy YOD2. They look fancier at least. Alright. So I'm gonna need a crane and a saddle. So it's gonna be risky, but let's see if this truck is up for the challenge. What's weird is it seems a lot like the other truck. It doesn't have the annoying little extra tires. So I guess we'll test it out and see. Clearing something on my dashboard. Alright. Pressing all the wrong buttons. Doing okay so far. Someday I'll get that last tower. The encoder's not liking this area. I'm liking it so far. Mostly inoffensive for a truck. As I take lots of damage for no reason. Nice to finally have a sleep schedule again. It's hard collaborating or doing regular things with regular businesses. And my sleep for a long time, a couple weeks, it was completely reversed. It's like I was on a night shift for no reason. I'm always afraid to do the usual jet lag trick of staying up late until it's time for normal sleep time. And that means I go a bunch of extra hours without any sleep, and that puts a strain on my system. But today, I gradually eased into it, where I've been waking up 2 or 3 a.m. for the last week or so, and now I'll finally be back to 6 or 7 a.m. waking up. Going the right way? Okay, yeah. Didn't remember this part. Man, I'm taking tons of damage. That's okay. Better check if this thing has a spare tire. Just fine. Had the same tires as the last vehicle. I can't remember the engine's exactly the same, but it feels about the same. Kind of bizarre to have 2 vehicles that are pretty much the same. But I'm not complaining too much. I thought I guess it's a truck you have to unlock in the new area, but supposedly they added the one of the most beloved vehicles from SnowRunner. Good. Alright. Let's get down to business. It's weird. Nope, that's not the right button. It's reverse, I gotta remember. There we go. And okay. Lift loader. Why is it not going any higher? Okay, it was just stuck on the tree. Now it's inside the tree. No, it's fine. Alright, let's just dump that off. Caught it. I was debating whether I should try to quick load really fast, but I realized the buttons are all swapped, so it's even more dangerous. Okay. Let's back up. Pack. Impossible. I don't think you're trying hard enough. Okay, what's the rotate button? There we go. It's lower, and then that kind of lift. There we go. Don't tell me it's impossible. Nope, wrong way. I wonder how easy it is to actually rotate cargo like this in real life. Press the wrong button. Okay. go. Alright, we're back on the road. That wasn't too bad. Still would have been faster to just start all over, but we shall see. Hey, my friend is back. And call. Hello. Oh, I can't hear you. That's fun. Give me a second. My audio's been really weird since the Windows update. Let's see. Yeah, go ahead and say something. Okay, you're completely muted for some reason, so let me check my audio settings. Volume mixer. Interesting. So it's turned up, and Discord is turned up in Mixer, so it's probably a setting incompatible. For some reason, it was whatever the default on my computer is. It's something that has no sound, and with the update, it made everything like that. so I have to go change all my output devices and stuff again. Here we go. Speakers. Oh, I can hear you now.
That's odd, huh? Okay, good.
Apparently, you can hear me because you're responding. So
yeah.
I don't have to change microphone, but yeah, it just. I'm trying to think of what it would do. The only thing it would have been was Windows Update, which is like, no, man, you don't need audio. Even while streaming, I switched it at the start of the stream because I noticed there was no sound, and then like 5 minutes into the stream, there was no sound again because it switched back for no reason.
Yeah.
It was being stubborn.
Oh, that's annoying.
Alright, well, let's see. I was going to come up with something for you to do. I'm doing this oil rig restoration. So the next step of that, once I deliver this, is that we got to do a lot of seismograph. In fact, a lot of the oil missions need seismograph. So maybe, or seismic vibrator module. Maybe we can both do that because there's 2 missions. The one I'm doing is oil rig restoration, but there's also geological research where you have to go do that. So do you want to do that one?
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I'll start doing that one.
Alright. I think my other settings changed too, because you're louder compared to the game, so let me fix that. Voice, output. Yeah. I guess having it at 200% is no longer good. Go ahead and say something.
Hello.
It's still peaking. That's odd.
Weird.
Okay, say wait, I think it's just not updating. Is there a save settings button? No? Go ahead and say something again.
Hello.
Maybe 100% is what we need. Alright, say something again.
Check.
Alright, well, it's better now, so hopefully it's not too loud for anyone watching. I guess I'll check it later. It seems we're about the same now in voice, so that's good.
Okay.
I'm just looking at the levels, that's all I have to go off of, so...
Yeah.
You sound fine to me, but... Alright. So you missed earlier. What happened was I was trying one of the new trucks and flipped after like 5 minutes and dropped the cargo. So I ended up using the other truck to go rescue the cargo. And then I sold the first truck because it's garbage.
Yeah.
It's the one that has dummy tires or unpowered tires in the middle. Those things always get stuck on stuff, so the 2 trucks are almost the same. It's kind of weird. It's like 2 versions of the same truck, but one doesn't have the dummy tires. So I got rid of the dummy tire one. My problem was I could have quick winched to save myself, but I've been playing Switch for like 2 days, and on Switch they use the same like letter-to-letter bindings, which on Switch X and Y and B and A are swapped. There's no way to fix that in this game. So I've been pressing the wrong button all night. Honestly, I'd rather keep it that way for muscle memory because my hardcore playthrough was on Switch, and I do not want to lose in that.
Yeah.
Hardcore is a ton of fun, though. I finally got to a breathing room in that game where I got the twin steer, if you remember. That was the one with the big flatbed. I sold that, so I made a good amount of money.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a few trucks now. At the very beginning, if you remember starting the game, you have like a Chevy, and you have the Fleet Star that's broken, and you have to manually repair in hardcore.
Yeah.
So I had to do that, and then I forgot because it automatically skipped the tutorial for me. I forgot there was the other free truck you get during the tutorial, so I was using just those two for a really long time, and I was like, oh yeah, I can go get a free truck. But yeah, there was plenty of situations where all three trucks, I'd get one stuck, the other one would go, and it would get stuck. It's like, all right, I have one more truck. If it gets stuck, I have to restart because I don't have enough money to pay for a recovery.
Yeah.
And so this is it. It all depends on this. And then I got myself out, so it worked out.
Nice.
Wow, I didn't
Sounds
realize
intense.
bringing one piece of cargo would build this whole oil rig, but have some money, I guess. There you go. All right. What else we got? Built an oil rig. Do we have new oil rig stuff to do? Oh, that's right. I was supposed to do seismograph stuff. Oh, you know what? The one I just did was you had done the first part last time, and I did the second part. That's why it finished.
Oh, was it the seismograph one that I did at the end last time?
Yeah. So I hope you enjoy seismograph because that's what I forced you to do this time, too.
And I do. I actually do.
It's pretty fun. And I'm sure I've done that
find-
one before, so it doesn't matter to me. Let's see. So I have a trailer, and I have a bunch of new missions. I should go see what these are. But yeah. Anyway, hardcore mode has kept me captivated.
Yeah.
It's just so entertaining to think of ways to save myself. Currently, a lot of times I'll play until the battery runs out on my Switch, and I go charge it for the next time. And I stopped this last time with... I was trying to rescue one of the trucks you can get for free once you rescue it. But I'm like in a ravine. My truck is out of gas. The truck that I'm rescuing is out of gas. 2 trucks that I had sent to refuel are out of gas. It's like, okay, at this point I'm gonna have to like bring one of my trucks from a different region and manually drive it all the way over.
Yeah.
So that's about where I'm at. It's like I was hoping to get this done with just what I had, but there's not really any other option now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it works out pretty well. I mean, someone was posting, I hadn't really thought about it. They said they did all of the log missions in Michigan. They're like, I am net negative 20,000 from doing these missions because all the equipment is so expensive and you can't sell trailers back.
Oh, really?
That's
hardcore
the hardest
mode?
thing. Like, if I could change one thing, it would be that. Because everything else is, everything sells for half price, except trailers are worthless.
Oh.
And, like, that's really hard. Because then you have to think of what you're going to buy. And I still don't understand how repair trailers work. I think they're just useless once you use up all the points. I could be wrong. Couldn't find anyone on the internet talking about it, so I couldn't figure it out. In my mind, you could probably go to one of the repair stations and manually repair your points with the repair station. But you can't do it in the garage, I learned. So I bought one of the add-ons that has a bunch of repair points, and now they're just gone. So I'm like, well, they might be gone forever. Have to rebuy the add-on.
Oh, jeez.
I got my use out of them for sure, but
Yeah.
let's see. Yeah, everything's different when you have to rely on the actual trucks you rescue and have to manually repair them. And then you're like, well, should I even sell it at this point? I've already invested so many repair points into it, and I'm only getting half my money back, you know? So I got 2 missions. I don't even know what they are. I wasn't paying attention. So we have wood planks. Oh, delivering wood planks? Ew. Well, I guess I could do that. I thought I was I'm at a log station, which of course doesn't have wood planks. But I'm delivering wood planks to the log station, so I was very confused.
No, that's weird.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, wait, I have to come back here? I have to leave? And okay, I guess that's what they need.
Oh, you had wood?
They're like, well, we're not a sawmill. You have to go to the sawmill. Get us the planks so we can build a new building. It's like, oh, well, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, but anyway, Switch is great for this game. Yeah, we played MudRunner on Switch. You remember how, like, blurry it is and stuff? It runs at, like, 360p or something when you're in docked mode. So this game runs a lot better than that. It's probably about 480p and has really good post-processing.
Nice.
So it's like one of the best looking games on Switch for how intense the physics and everything are.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Nice.
I tried some of the new challenges too, and I was like not a fan. It's like, man, they spent all this time making all these extra maps, and all you can do is one crummy challenge on it. You can't even explore it or anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, you know, all of the challenges have their own special maps. So I'm like, some guy spent weeks making this map, and it's for like a 5-minute challenge or a 10-minute challenge, and usually the challenges aren't that great. Like, there's one map that's, you take the personnel carrier, and it's timed. You have like 6 minutes to hit all the checkpoints, but I'm like, I just want to explore. This place is cool. It's like a broken down factory with lots of extra, like, stuff you can actually knock over, like barrels and stuff. Like, I was having fun just driving around.
It's a shame. I wonder what the decision was behind that.
I mean, it's like the last game, so whoever decided the last game, I guess that's what they wanted.
Like, did somebody design a map and then they were like,
that's smart. I didn't think of that. Like, it's like a demo map. You know, they demoed a bunch of maps, and those were the ones that weren't good enough to become a full map.
Yeah, they were like, we're not going to make any more missions for this map.
Yeah, that would be a smart use of resources. They're like, just make the walls really tall so they can't escape, and now it's its own map. I wonder what happens when you escape. I guess there's a visible wall around all the maps. That's probably it. And now I'm wondering, why did I take the back road when I could have easily taken the regular road? I guess it is dark in my defense, but I got lost. I haven't tried the new region yet, and I haven't unlocked the new trucks in the new region.
Oh, for the anniversary update?
So these are like DLC trucks, technically, even though they're free. These ones are just in your inventory, but there's one's part of Season 4 update, yeah. Season 4 update, if you have the DLC, which both of us do, is the whatever I told you before. It's the one from MudRunner, the big beefy boy Russian truck.
Oh, yeah.
Boxy, and then there's I don't know, just another scout. Like, I didn't even care to see what it was. It looks underwhelming. Like, we have enough scouts in the game. We really do need more variety in trucks, especially Russian trucks. So I'm glad they added that one. Yeah, and I don't know how hard it is to build the rocket, but people have been like, I check out the subreddit now on a regular basis to see what people have to say about the new content.
Yeah.
And I don't know, people are liking it. They say it's like Kola Peninsula. I always forget. It's like, you either call it by the 2 region names, which most people do. It's Lake Covid and Amandra. But really, they're part of Kola Peninsula.
Oh.
Another thing that keeps throwing me off playing normal mode is, I didn't figure this out for the first few hours, and it cost me a lot, but in hardcore, if you auto pack the materials, it costs you $150 per material.
Oh, really?
Which, if you think about it, remember MudRunner had the dumb thing where you had to manually load every log. There was no option for auto packing. So
Yeah.
thankfully they thought about that and thought that was really dumb. So they made it as like, well, you can just pay money if you're lazy or you want to go quickly.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've just gotten better at packing. The one problem though is that means every truck that I want to load stuff with needs to have a crane.
Mm.
So that's a downside.
Yeah, definitely.
Or I can just pay the 150. It really cuts into your profits though.
Yeah.
A lot of little decisions. Like I already cut into my profits several times. I made a big dumb mistake right at the very beginning, and I decided to just roll with it. That was the Fleet Star was broken, and I'm like, well, I know you can repair in the garage, and I was like, oh, I'll just recover it, and there's a recovery cost, and so for big trucks, it's let's see, for I forget. There's different tiers. So like I think Scout was like $3,000. The mid trucks like the Fleet Star is 5,000, and then heavy duty is 8,000.
Okay.
And so like that's a big chunk of change in the beginning.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? It's all broken. I don't want to spend all the time trying to like get repair points, get another truck, and fix it. And so I just covered it, but then I have to pay $1,500 to repair it.
Oh, jeez.
So it really added up. And it like took all of my money at the very start of the game. But I just stuck with it. I tested it out because like I wonder if I did it differently. So I made a new save file and just tried it. What you can do is you just take the starting truck and just drag the dead truck into the loading thing, which is like 10 feet away.
Oh.
So even though all the tires are flat, you drag that truck into the enter garage region and then just enter, so save yourself $5,000.
Ah.
But oh well. Those are my mistakes until I failed the game completely. But yeah, it's a ton of fun. I'm trying to think what other changes they make with hardcore. Fuel costs money. The weirdest thing about fuel though is it's like $2 a liter for Scouts, but then they charge more for bigger vehicles. So it just incentivizes you to like use your Scout as a go-between.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, I'll just buy it all for my Scout and put it and then dump it into the other vehicle. And apparently, someone said that on different regions, the gas stations are even more expensive. So I've been using the free trailers quite a bit. Go find all the free fuel tanks and use all their fuel first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thankfully, I don't think I flipped a single truck in that. I think, one time I flipped something on its side as I was towing another vehicle, and so I just got the other vehicle to flip it back over. So that worked out. Certainly used my Scout as like a heavy-duty rescue vehicle more than ever. When you can't recover, you're like, well, it's the Scout or nothing.
Yeah.
One thing that's nice about having you do all the seismic missions is that beeping is really annoying for anyone watching the stream. So they don't have to hear that.
I bet. Yeah,
like 10 minutes straight.
I'm trying to tune it out.
I thought so. Like the way you were talking, like I bet he's beeping at some point.
Just very constant.
Yeah. It's like, well, it's infrequent beeps, and then it gets very loud and annoying when you get close.
Yeah.
Alright. That's another mission down. Free money. Let's see, what level am I? I was noticing there's a lot of trucks that have a pretty high level requirement, which is very annoying. Because I'm like, I just want to try them. I don't remember what they're like. But I am level 17. Should level up during the stream here. Very close. Okay.
And I don't remember how to do this seismic.
Like when you get there, or
Yeah.
you have to go to advanced mode and then press like you're using crane mode, whatever button you use for that, and it'll make it drop out.
Right.
And I'm so lazy. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna restore back. Just leave trailers everywhere. Like whatever. Recovering's better. Alright, well this truck is way more expensive than the other one, but it's better. The one without the dummy tires. I'll remember to sell that at some point. I'm still liking this Bandit. I think a lot of people online were saying this is probably the best out of the DLC.
Yeah. I'm using the Bandit right now.
Yeah, it's very good. Alright. Can I...
There we go. Finally.
It's not. I always forget which trailers you can paint in this game. I really want the maintenance trailer to be paintable in the same color scheme as my truck, but it's not allowed. Very sad.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool on the Bandit, the big maintenance trailer, but it's still painted like a fire truck. It's like yellow and red.
Oh, yeah. That's a bummer.
I think it's like maintenance. No, this is the maintenance trailer. What? The other one, the big van body maintenance thing, that's just repair points, and then I think also the oil tanker or the fuel tanker add-ons you can paint, but not this.
And there's no gas station here, is there?
In Quarry, there's a gas station. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not. I'm on the one that starts with a Z.
Zimnogorsk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
You said that I can attach.
Yeah, on the
On the Bandit, I can attach fuel.
Yep. Yeah, I have it on right now. I can see how much fuel. It's like, I think it's doubles how much you have, like 150 liters extra.
How do I do that?
It's an add-on to I think it's called Roof Rack or something.
Trunk repair supplies? No, fuel tank. No, trunk repair supplies.
Oh, is that what it's called?
I think so, because that's when it's like on top of.
Yeah, if it's on the cab, that's the only one. Yeah. It's got a tire, some repair, and then a bunch of.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's the smartest packed roof thing in this entire game, because most of them are like, let's turn the fuel cans up ways, and it just bothers me, you know.
Yeah.
It looks weird. Oh, there's only one way to get to this stranded vehicle. And I already passed it, so that's fun. Alright, well. I'm in the Bandit, so there are no obstacles to me. This thing is amazing. I guess the only obstacle is fuel efficiency.
Yeah.
I guess that's what happened to you, right? You ran out of fuel.
Yeah, I didn't have the roof thing, the repair pack, and so I was at like 50%, but since there are no gas stations, I just recovered.
Yeah, much easier. it's interesting having to do more realistic stuff in hardcore. It's more therapeutic in a lot of ways because you're forced to have the boring drives where you just drive the truck all the way back to the garage.
Yeah.
It's like, alright, well, there's twice as much of that kind of driving to get into somewhere. And it is really nice that they have the option to recover, which I definitely used for the twin steer. I was like, I'm not driving this thing all the way back to the garage. Like, I'll pay the $8,000, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna sell it anyway, so it's still a net profit. Hopefully I don't need that $8,000 someday. Like, I finally was able to buy autonomous winch for my scouts. I'm like, oh, this will be a lot safer now. But that's a pricey upgrade when you start caring about money.
The autonomous winch?
Yeah, autonomous winch is like $9,000. And it's like, this costs more than a truck.
What does that do?
That's if you flip over, you can still use the winch. So if your engine's stalled or whatever. What's also nice is it means if you run out of gas, you can even still winch yourself along.
Oh.
So
yeah, that would be nice. I
usually forget that application, but it will be helpful. Yeah, I ranked up. Wow, that was a lot of experience for just refueling that. I guess I probably already repaired it is what happened, but cool. Well, did you get anything from that mission? I guess it was a mission. Right?
Yeah, I leveled up as well.
Fortunately, you don't get the free truck. This is a weird looking truck. I think I've tried this before in my other file, and I didn't like it. It's weird. It looks like the boxy Russian trucks, but it's just not as good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't have double tires. It only got 6 tires in total. It's like the nerfed version. Let's see what it can do, though. As long as I'm showcasing all these different vehicles. It's probably good for a crane, looking at how it's shaped. Oh, it can have a heavy crane, but not a small crane. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, it's able to have the big yellow crane. Have you ever used the big yellow crane?
Not once.
Because I think I've never directly compared the red crane to the yellow crane, but this one is special. I don't know what it is exactly, but it looks beefier, like it's a bigger arm, so it probably reaches further and stuff. Cool. Let's see, I was starting to memorize which tires are good from having to look up my guide over and over. Like, it's usually the number 2 tires are the mud tires. Wow, engines for this thing are expensive. Like $20,000 for an engine upgrade.
Oh, jeez. I don't think I've unlocked any engine upgrades on it.
I'm talking about the thing I just rescued. It's the Dan 96320. It's a Dan. Which is a brand I've never heard of, but it has a Russian license plate, so it's probably Russian.
Yeah, that checks out.
Well, let's make this like full speed, maximum power to weight ratio to see how bad the fuel consumption is. Because I mean, it's either this thing has a role as my like rescue vehicle that can pull stuff out, or it has no role and I just sell it. That's pretty much where I'm at.
Yeah.
Ooh, it has a unique paint scheme that's like orange and tan. Kind of like that. Well, it's not terrible, just kind of bad. It has a 350-liter tank, and even with the beefiest engine, doesn't go above 10 liters a minute, so that's nice. Yeah, I guess I'll keep this. For now. Alright, well, time to figure out what I'm going to really do. Get one of my real trucks out. I really like the Taiga. That's been like my new favorite.
Yeah.
And my Paystar 5070. Which I'm trying to remember. That one... I'm trying to remember. I think that one is DLC. Or no, the one with a TS on the end is DLC. I don't know. Apparently I don't have the other the Paystar. There's like 2 or 3 now in the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I was looking up trucks the other day. This morning I was looking up trucks, and I'm like, oh yeah, I have that truck. And I look at it, I'm like, wait, no I don't. I've never even seen this truck. And then I go to the truck store. I'm like, well, it's in the store, but I don't want to buy it. Not on hardcore anyway. So let me look for it. Yeah, you must be tired like I am and keep yawning.
Ugh. Have I yawned multiple times?
Huh? What?
Oh, no, I said, have I yawned multiple times?
Yeah. That was like, I think your second or third yawn.
Oops.
Let's see.
No, yeah, I didn't get much sleep last night.
Yeah.
I had a project that I needed to wake up a little early for. And so I didn't get a full night's sleep.
I mentioned earlier in the stream how today's the day I'm finally going to be on a normal sleep schedule because I'm really tired. I've been like slightly off, so the last week I managed to get it so I wake up at like 2 or 3 a.m. but then I still have to go to bed like 6 p.m. or something.
Yeah.
So now it's the day I finally forced it to be normal by staying up.
Nice.
Star is cheap. I'm still looking, like there's so many trucks. Okay, here it is. Truck not available in Russia. I haven't unlocked it. International Paystar 5600 TS. It doesn't even show me how much it costs because I haven't unlocked it yet. So that's annoying. Let's see.
Yeah.
There's the Royal BM17, which is another truck I haven't unlocked. And then the White Western Star 4964. I unlocked this in my... This is the one I was going to save in my hardcore. But I haven't yet here. And I won't tonight because we would have to switch regions and lose... It would like reset your truck if I switch regions. I won't do that. But it's in Smithfield Dam. It's in a place that you wouldn't expect because it's like way off, like in the river practically.
Oh, yeah?
So you have to like... Right before where the dam is, you like turn left onto a dirt road and just follow it, and eventually you get to the truck. But you have to like cross the river to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can do that later. Let's see. Alright, so how's that seismic thing going?
That's it. Ugh, man, you caught me yawning again.
I didn't mean to make you self-conscious.
Well, now I am, Logan. I mean...
You can call me that.
Sorry, dude.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
Forgot we were on stream for a second.
I go by my real name on stream too.
Okay.
My first name at least.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see on the map. There you are.
Yeah, I'm on my second one.
Well, cool. I'll go do something. I was just kind of feeling bad because it seems like you're tired from all the yawning. So I'm like, well, you can go when you finish that, I guess. Unless you want to keep doing more.
I mean, I'm probably not going to go to sleep after this.
Oh. You're tired, but you won't sleep, so you might as well play, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I almost just tried to steal your truck while you're using it, so that didn't work. I'm like, hey, there's a bandit already on the map, and I click on it, I'm like, oh, wait.
That's me.
Okay, so what's the best thing I can do with this truck? Is the question. That's right, this truck cannot have... Well, hold on. I'm pretty sure the Taiga can't have a crane. So it's one of those trucks where it's really good, but crane is not allowed. Yeah. Has the big yellow crane. I guess that's the Russian crane, and the other one's probably for US trucks. That's probably what it is. So I guess I'm using a sideboard bed. I got nothing better. There's no trailers on the map for me to use, so going old school.
Yeah.
Just the sideboard. There's only like one time my entire playthrough of this game where I preferred to have the flatbed over the sideboard. And it was when I was going through like very tight trees where I wasn't supposed to go, and the sideboard bed got caught on stuff.
I never thought of that.
It's the only
being
reason
an issue
to not use it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I guess I can't remember exactly how bad it is, if it makes a difference, but the combination of using a crane and a sideboard bed will push the bed further back, and it will make it impossible to attach the simple trailers, that attach on the trailer hitch. But only on like half the trucks. On the other half, they're long enough that you can still attach. So it's some interesting forethought by the developers that that's kind of an intended thing. So I don't know if a flatbed, I think it still blocks it because it's like the same length as a sideboard, but I'm not sure about that. Because that would be an advantage. It's like, oh, normally I can't do all three things at once unless I use flatbed, then I can.
Yeah. The beeping started. I'm getting close.
Like a metal detector. Can you imagine if like this was actually how people found oil? It was just a loud beeping, like, oh, I'm close now.
You're just like, okay, I'm approximately 700 meters from the location.
Yeah.
And you get within 100 meters and it's like,
yeah, it's just all seismic stuff. It's like, I make my own earthquakes and I find the oil. I mean, in reality, it's probably not that far off, except like how imprecise it is. Or it's both precise and imprecise, because it's just a beeping, but it also just gives you the exact meters away at all times.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do it like straight line to where the oil deposit is. It does to where it is above ground, which is nice.
Yeah.
Can't imagine how annoying people would be if the game made it that way. It's like, oh, it's more realistic. It's like, well, no one wants to think in 3 dimensions for something they can't even see,
Yeah.
I can imagine, they do the X-ray thing in this game with your fuel and the fuel tanks. If they did that with the oil, that would be kind of cool. Just be like, all right, I hit the button to hit the ground really hard with seismic stuff, and now I can vaguely see some oil sloshing around in the earth.
Yeah. That's what they should do.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I thought they would do when I got this game. They mentioned that. I'm like, well, they already have an engine for showing liquid like that.
Yeah.
But no. I imagine that was a thing they revised a lot, was how the oil missions work.
Yeah.
But I think even in like early builds they showed of the game, it was different.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think it was like I was saying, where you had to hit the ground every time you wanted like a measurement of how far it was, and they probably just realized that was really boring. So they just made it constantly show you.
Yeah, that would have been rough.
Yeah. So that, when I got the game, that's what I went in thinking it would be. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to do these annoying missions. But now they're actually a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
Except you're always staring at the corner of your screen while driving to see how close you're getting, and then you crash.
Yeah, I usually don't do this much damage to my vehicle, but I keep looking up at the corner and just like running into barriers and rocks and stuff.
Yeah. They should have put like an in-vehicle indicator for immersion's sake. Because, if you're a first-person only kind of person, you still have to use the user interface to see how close you are. I guess if you really wanted immersion, you would just use the beeping only. That would be really
that's
annoying.
That's the whole point, man. Just like 1,000 meters away, it just starts beeping, and it's just like deep.
It's somewhere on the map. Just drive everywhere, and eventually you'll get close enough.
Is the beeping going faster now? I don't know.
I don't know.
You tell me.
This guy looks like a guy who would listen to beeps for like 20 hours straight while doing oil searches. I mean, I feel like the developers have a backstory for this guy, and I'm wondering if it's just one of those things where a higher up or someone, the game designer, was like, look, it's okay for you to treat him like a character, but he's not allowed to have a name. Like, all of that backstory, you're not allowed to put it in the game, because that's not what we're about, or something. And they're just like, well, too bad. We're going to give him a wedding ring and interesting things that only we know about, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, all right. But for whatever reason, it's not allowed to be in the game. I like the implication that this guy is married and he like is in this wasteland and hasn't seen his wife in years or something.
Yeah, he's just trying to pay off his debt.
Yeah. Someone pointed out, I thought it was really clever, that in the opening scene, they've changed what the start screen looks like, the main menu of the game.
Yeah.
But for a while, it was, I guess, Yukon, I think. It might have been Yukon or the one that came after, the most recent one, Wisconsin. But anyway, there was a section where it showed a building, like one of the houses, essentially. And it was kind of in the bottom corner, and there's like a river. I don't know if you remember what that looked like. But I pointed out, or no, they pointed out that there was like 6 fans, you know, those vents that spin in the wind, you know? So they had like 6 of those vents on top of the house, and the person was just like, you know, those are like vents for something. Like, what do you think they are? You know, like maybe they're bathroom vents. So this tiny house that's like less than 1,000 square feet has 6 bathrooms. And I'm like, wow, that's deep. And so my addition to that was, well, we're living in a trucker world, so clearly it's a truck stop bathroom. Like, no one actually lives in this universe other than truckers. I think we all can agree on that.
Yeah.
And if you're going to have a house with 6 bathrooms and no other rooms, then it's a truck stop bathroom. I'm like, all right, now I'm getting into the lore. Like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you're building all these houses for, like, the 20 people that are still alive, but really, you never see these people. You know, who knows if it's just an automated system that pays you. Like, you're the only person that still thinks the world and money matter, but that's because the automated systems that you deal with still use money, you know? So it just goes to your bank account, but you have no way of getting the truck without paying through the system. So you're stuck in this capitalist nightmare where you're the only person alive, but money still matters.
Yeah.
That's a thing. I was trying to think. The Long Dark was a game. You ever played that game or heard about it?
I did. I played not very far into it because I'm a wimp when it comes to anything that scares me.
Okay.
And the wolves at night just terrified me.
Oh yeah, especially when they sneak up on you and stuff.
Yeah.
Or like a bear will just be, you're minding your business and it's windy and you can't hear anything, and all of a sudden a bear shows up. That's really scary.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, hey, there you are. Did you get all the things?
No, there's one more. I think it's across the river.
What in the world is happening with your thing? Does it look
is
normal
it
on your
glitching?
screen?
Yeah, it looks normal on my screen.
Drive ahead of me. I'll drive behind you and look at it. Your your thing is like all of them. So there's the 4 things. They're all tilted like 45 degrees to the left. and the one in the front right is tilted 90 degrees to the left. So it looks like you like flipped it over on its side almost. I wonder if I can touch it. Yeah, I can touch it. I can make it more tilted. What in the world?
What?
Yeah, they're all stuck like sideways. Like some of them
That's
on the
weird.
left side are like glitched into the body of it because they're tilted so far. Yeah, it looks weird. And I'm able to push it more, and it jiggles. I don't know if your interaction shows it moving when I touch your truck, but
No, I don't see you touching anything.
yeah,
You're just like driving really close to me.
when I drive really close, I'm like hitting it, sparks fly off. So like right,
Really?
almost there.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm like
I didn't
passing
see a
through it right
thing.
now. Whoa, yeah, I almost got my truck stuck on it for a second. Yeah. It's very bizarre. I'm gonna follow you
Weird.
to see if it like does weird physics things on my screen. Because like if you
See
drive by a
any
tree,
good.
you'll probably drive by fine, but these things have physics as long as I'm near them, I guess. So I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do next. I just got an upgrade. Let's see, is there still any... Nope, we got all the things on this map. Yeah, I guess that's it. I can go check out this random island. There's probably something on it, but I don't have the mission for it. Might as well do that while I'm up here. But it was fun watching your crazy truck.
it's really weird.
So you know how like when you activate it, like they tilt outward and then go down?
Yeah. It looks like they're like stuck at that angle.
I guess like it's weird. It's again they're all tilted like as if the physics were turned 90 degrees. So like if they were free hanging and you tilted your truck totally on its side, they're all hanging as if that's the way gravity goes.
That's so weird.
Was extra weird is I wasn't expecting it to actually have physics. So like I ran into the one that was dangling in the back and like it moved and I could make it move more. Dangle around and go back to where it was. Very bizarre, but I guess that's just how co-op works. It just works.
It just works.
Wow, there's a bush inside
What was his
my
name?
truck.
Tom Howard?
Todd Howard.
Todd Howard.
Took me a second.
Alright.
I had to think of the meme. I'm like, remember the meme video, the Tell Me Lies video? They say his name a bunch of times. Like, oh yeah, Todd Howard. He says, my name is Todd Howard. I'm the director at Bethesda Studios or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, Todd Howard. Thank you, Todd, for telling me your name. So we can make fun of you. Yeah, those games. Someday I'll finish Skyrim. Probably. Maybe. It's pretty low on my priorities, but it's on my Switch. And,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I've started that game probably like 5 times, and I always get about the same level. I'm about level 10 or 12, and have been to most of the main areas in the game, and I'm just like, eh.
Yeah.
Part of it that ruined it for me was I watched my roommate play it for like 50 hours of it, and I started to realize that most of the game's real combat is you're just in caves for like 90% of the game.
Yep.
Indoors, boring locations. I mean, some of them look really cool, but like fighting and like going around them is so boring to me. Like that's the problem I have is first-person melee is just like my least favorite thing ever in a game.
Yeah.
So I do what everyone does, and I get a bow and just do archer stuff all the time.
Yeah. that's me. Yeah.
How it goes. And then the other thing is like, well, to avoid melee, I do all like destruction magic. So I just shoot fire and shoot arrows, and that's it.
Oh man, I got myself so stuck on this tree. I don't want to have to recover, but I think it's the only way.
Oh, you're like sideways.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength.
Well, do you know at least, is there any way you could triangulate where the final one is?
Um,
Use that distance while you're there. So you can
honestly, I think it might be where you are,
Oh yeah.
but I didn't know how to get over there.
Uh,
I should have just gone that way.
you know what? It might be because I came over here and there's nothing over here at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I might have to recover.
I kind of love the little Tinker Toy trucks on the map. I know they did that with Mud Runner, but there's something just special about that they maintain the little model aesthetic when you look at the map.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, like that's not even the right color, but that's my truck, I guess. Like, what's that blue truck? I'm like, oh, that's me. I'm actually red.
yeah, and on my map, I'm a little red truck.
You know what's funny is I came all the way out here. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to drive all the way back to the garage. I'm like, wait a minute. No, I don't.
This isn't hardcore mode.
Yeah, I'm not paying $8,000 for that trip. I'm just do it automatically. All right. Well, there is one tower I have yet to get in the other map, so I'm gonna go do that real fast since I was talking about that earlier. It's just a glaring little thing, and it's like I've already manually uncovered all of the fog of war, but the tower's still there, so I gotta go get it.
Of course.
Yeah. Every little bit of experience helps. Gosh, I was thinking about my one of the other games I've been playing recently on stream is a Gundam game. I can't remember if I told you about this or mentioned it at all, but it's like a strategy
I think you
game.
may have mentioned it.
But what's funny is I'm like, this should finally motivate me to watch the original series because I bought it on Blu-ray 3 years ago, but that was like when I was halfway into graduate school, so yeah, that never got finished.
Yeah.
A little bit too busy. So like I finally was like, oh, now that I'm done with school, I should go watch that. And what was really funny is the game is called Giran's Greed. He's like the bad guy, especially towards the end of the show. And so I finally finished the show, and I'm like, man, like he doesn't get a lot of screen time, but like there's a section where his father, who he eventually like kills to take over. So, he's a really bad guy, but like his father's like, back in the Middle Ages, there was this guy named Hitler, and you're a lot like him. Like you're being even more evil than I am. Like you're talking about like trying to breed a master race and all this crap. It's like you're basically Hitler, and Giran goes like, you know what? It's like, yeah. It's like, I'll be the son of Hitler. Like whatever. He's like, I like that or whatever. It's like, man, you never find villains so cartoonishly evil that they're like comparisons to Hitler. They're like, oh yeah, that's what I'm about. It's like, thanks for the history lesson. I now am more, willing to be like Hitler. It's like, wow, they really painted him to be a villain.
Yeah, it's like one of the most vile humans to ever live.
And it threw me off.
And you're very much like him. Yeah, you're right. I am.
he's like, I never thought of that. He's like, it's like I think of myself as Hitler's son now, and you're just like, whoa. Like, I'll carry on his work, and you're just like, so now they finally tie in the Nazi angle, even though they're very clearly based on Nazis the entire show.
Yeah.
And
just a little on the nose there.
And stuff.
Yeah.
It's just ironic. It's just like, I never thought of that, even though like everything we do is clearly based on them. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like a fourth wall breaking moment where he was just like, wow, Hitler really is a real person who existed in our universe, but they mentioned him in the show. I was flabbergasted. And yeah, there's probably a reason that show didn't air on American television until like the 2000s. I remember watching some of the episodes, but like I don't even know if they finished showing all the episodes before they canceled it on Cartoon Network. It was pretty bad. It was not getting good ratings,
oh, yeah?
And so they just straight up cut it at some point. Because they were showing it
my truck
on like daytime Cartoon Network, if I remember correctly, and then they tried. They're like, well, kids don't like this. I guess it's too old of animation or something. and so they started showing it on like Adult Swim, and then no one watched it there either. They put it in, the last time slot or whatever, and then they just gave up on it and stopped showing it. So I ended up never seeing the whole show. I saw like a couple episodes. I saw the main character have like PTSD and try to desert from the military because he's freaking 16 years old and never wanted to be in the military, but basically through circumstances ends up being forced into it by almost dying in an attack. It's like, man, there's a lot of rough subjects in that show of like child soldiers and stuff, and like they actually have a whole episode on PTSD and like tons of war crime episodes and stuff. So it's pretty good for a show. Lots of reused animation. That's the standard for hand-drawn animation cartoon shows, But other than that, it was pretty cool. But now I'm like self-conscious that I play a game that's named after the Hitler guy. It's like when they thought of naming the game, there's a lot of characters, and they go with the one who's the most evil.
Yeah.
Like, we could name it something else, but I can't remember. I don't think it was made by the same people, but what came to mind was thinking of Japanese video games like Nobunaga's Ambition. And it's like, it's the same like pattern of naming. It's like, okay, Nobunaga was not a good guy. And he's someone who existed out of hundreds of characters you could talk about, but even though he's the bad guy, I guess naming the game after the bad guy makes it sell better? I don't know. And that game came out in the 80s, the first one, so it's like, I don't know. Maybe that's just a thing in Japan where it's like, hey, make our same game sound cool by naming it after the villain.
Yeah.
And then add a word for the thing that they're doing. So ambition or greed. Which is funny, to me it's like, he wasn't like, I don't know what that translation is. I should go look it up, because I'm like, he's not greedy money-wise at all. Like, his thing is that he's like basically Hitler. Like, he's just evil and wants a master race, and he's what's the word? Deceitful and conniving. You have to come up with a good noun for that. Like, and ambition is already a good one, but other people use that, So I don't know. I was gonna come up with an alternate title, because greed is just makes no sense in a strategy game anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get this upgrade over here. Oh, okay. So I did leave my bandit on this map. I should recover that.
Wait.
Yeah, it was my bandit, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
If that's what you're thinking. I left it on this other map with the maintenance trailer on it. But I didn't want to just leave it there because I'd forget and then be like, where's my bandit? Have to go looking for it later.
Yeah.
I haven't even gone to the next map yet. I should go see what's there after I get this upgrade.
How do you get to the next map? I don't think I've seen any tunnels.
Where am I going? Oh, I went to Drownlands. That's not the right map. I need to go to Quarry. Yeah, so the Quarry has a way to get to the next area. It is way... Wait, where is it? There's 2 to Zimnegorsk. There's 2 to Drownlands. 3 to Drownlands. Wait, what? Oh, no. It says Gateway to Drownlands because I have a thing selected, but that's... This one over here goes to a different place. Wait, what? Okay, now I'm confusing myself. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Yeah, so the only reason why I remember this is... So I zoomed in on the map and just looked, and I'm like, oh, yes, it's over here. It is a... I'm going to drive over there in my Scout, but it's... I remember it because it's hard to get up there, or it's hard to even know like where to go to get there, because it's very rocky. Or like, this doesn't seem like a road. I'm just driving on like a giant cliff face at this point. So let's see, where's north? Okay, so it's in the north center of the quarry map. So just beyond the quarry, on the back side of the quarry, there's like this little thing where like the road is like covered in rocks, but really you're supposed to just drive over the rocks. So that's where it is. So to get there, all right, I need to go get fuel is what I need to do, because I souped up my Scout and now it uses way more fuel.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, well, this is the what is this? Is this the thing that's called the Scout? No, I'm in the Con Marshall, and it only has a fuel tank of 40 liters, so it dries up real fast.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
But I have the biggest, beefiest tires on it, and I have extra fuel on top, but that won't last me very long. We'll see how this goes. But yeah, it took me a long time to find where this was. I think what happened was I went and got the, there's an upgrade over by the lake, where the, whatever you call it, the tunnel is. And, I was like, oh, there's no real way to get up there. Maybe I have to, like, clear the rocks in a different mission. I just forgot about it for a really long time. And then eventually I was like, maybe I just drive on the rocks. And that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's very awkward because, like, it's not very easy to do it with a trailer. Like, you have to be careful not to, like, flip and fall off the cliff. But that's how you get there. I'm not sure if there's much there other than upgrades for as far as like free stuff, but I'll try to pick some up with the Scout. At least it'll give us, if I get the towers, it'll give us both experience real quick.
Nice. Always happy to get experience.
Yeah, we gotta level you up. I'm like level 17.
Yeah, I'm only level 9.
Yeah, you gotta get all the cool tires. It's the only thing I think about when it comes to mind. It's like, oh yeah, tires. Once you get to level 16, you have every tire in the game. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah, I'd be stoked. I'm happy to just have the tires that I can currently get.
But now I have to shift my mindset. It's like, well, I'm past all the tires. Now I gotta think about all of the trucks I still have to unlock. Most of them that I'll never use, but it's good to know I can unlock them.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting to this map, too, I'm thinking, like, there's no good way to even get to where the rock part is, because there's, like, a steep upward, like an inclined mud trail with not much to winch onto. So, like, if you're carrying a load of stuff, it's not good at all. And then the other way is, like, a mountainous, narrow road, which is also not good for trailers. So, like, those are your two options to get to the rock, and then you have to scale the rock without flipping. So, you definitely put some challenge into saying, hey, if you want to get to this last area, you gotta be ready for some difficulty. It's crazy to think, too, that half of this game is the base game, and the other half is the DLC.
Yeah.
I noticed that on Switch, they must have done this for all platforms with the new release, but they changed the pricing to be lower. So for Switch, it's $40 base game with $20 deluxe instead of 50 and 20. Yeah, 50 with 20. No, is that right? Maybe the deluxe was always 60. No, that's not right. I remember it was 50 and 25 separately. Now it's 40 and 25, or $60 for deluxe instead of 50, 25 with $70. But they announced the next year of DLC not included with the deluxe edition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there's going to be another. They already have it planned out. They say at least 4 more DLCs. So the next pack is another $25. There's 4 more. Some of them are intriguing. Like one of them, I think the 6th one is like build and deploy is the name of it. So that's intriguing. I'm excited to build bridges anywhere I want or something. That's what it sounds like. The picture for it makes me think of a bridge because it's just a it looks like the Grand Canyon or something, just like red rock and just a canyon.
Yeah.
That looks just big enough to put a bridge on. Oh, is that another thing? Oh no, that's the quarry. I see a glow in the distance of like dotted lines dancing around. I'm like, oh, is it an upgrade? But no, it's just the quarry. This is an upgrade. Yeah, this is so confusing. Okay, so I'm showing it on stream, but you have to drive on a rock to get to the upgrade, and then it looks like if you weren't paying attention, like you would have to drive up from the upgrade, like straight up a hill to get to the next area, which is pretty much impossible for any big truck that's carrying something. But in reality, that's not the way you're supposed to go. You're supposed to go on this other rock that's higher up, and it's not clear at all that there's a road there. Oh boy, and I almost just died. I was trying to back up in the dark all the way on this cliff face, and that was not very smart. But yeah, then you come up further on the rock, and then there's just this weird angle, especially if you're coming from this direction, like you'll totally miss it because it's not marked at all.
Yeah.
Like there's no turn off, you're just on a road and there's a bunch of random rocks to your left. But if you're coming from the other way, you would see it at least looks flat enough that you can drive on, even though there's no indication of a road. And then you just keep driving, and then you're on like right on the edge of the cliff, and then finally you can see that there's a road. So you kind of just have to know it's there. And I keep pressing the wrong button. It's pretty great. I'm like, all right, time to go to the next area. It's like you winched onto a tree. It's like, oh wait.
Yeah.
All right, I'm in the rift. A spooky place in the middle of the night. Oh, there's a gas station here. For some reason, it's marked even though it's in the fog of war. That's pretty bizarre.
Really?
Yeah. Like, it's not within view range or anything. It's just out in the middle of the darkness. Like, oh, by the way, you can get fuel while you're here. They're advertising through the darkness. I wonder how much this fuel costs in-game. Probably be $10 a liter.
Why do you think that?
I don't know, because someone said that the starting area of Tamir, it costs $6 a liter, and that, I don't know, maybe it is per region that the costs are different, because that person didn't thoroughly investigate every region. I'm sure in the next few days someone will make a guide or something to explain it all, but as of today there wasn't much talking about the new expansion. I think most people are just playing it, now that I think about it. Like, there was one post about hardcore that had any detail or advice, and I was very surprised by that. I'm like, really? No one's playing hardcore? I'm like, well, I guess they're just still getting their impressions of it.
Yeah.
Because I was looking for help. I was like, how do I get repair points? And nobody knew. So,
Interesting.
internet was not helpful on that one, so I'll have to wait for someone to come out with, like, okay, this is how hardcore works. The one person that made a guide, it was basically, this is what I did to survive and make money at the start of the game. And then they had a few extra things, like, this is how much it cost me to recover this or that, but not really an exhaustive list. So, better than nothing. It helped me figure a few things out. like that it would be worth it to recover my my twin steer and sell it, since I'd make more money. I just had to save up $8,000, which that was hard in itself. Okay, what is this place? There's like a trailer with a hitch. Can I drive this trailer? Like, is this a real trailer? No, I guess not, maybe? Like, I know there's, you can make, like, little houses in this game, but that's in other regions. But, like, this little house has a trailer hitch on it. Like, I want to hitch up and take their house for a ride. Oh, there's a free fuel trailer. Yeah, this is a weird map. Like, I feel like I spent 5 minutes in this area before, so I don't know where anything is. Oh, yes, you get a free scout trailer flatbed in this map, so I can actually use the scout to deliver stuff. Oh, yes, and this was where I got the free personnel carrier. You can see it on the map. It looks like a toy. I'm gonna go do that. Wait, no, I'm not. I'm in a scout. There's no way I can pull that out. Never mind. Oh, yes, I remember doing this mission. So right now the mission I'm doing is reach the suspicious camp. I remember this because there's not really much of a trail. You're just driving in the woods to get to this campsite. But when you get there, you're rewarded not only with completing a mission, but they have a abandoned scout's fuel carrier, so free fuel.
Yeah.
Good times. Alright. So, what are you up to?
I'm just trying to rescue my my bandit.
Get the seismic thing stuck on something?
Actually, I just tipped it.
Fair enough. That's how Russia usually goes. Roads are made to kill your truck every way possible. I'm still trying to figure out if they tweaked the damage model for the game, because I was taking a lot less damage than I expected in hardcore, which of course was the first thing on my mind in hardcore, because every repair costs money. But I was like, I felt like I was taking less damage. I think it was just because I was going slower at the start of the game, because all my engines were weak.
Yeah.
And the weak engines tend to have more durability anyway. So that's probably it, is I was taking like 1 damage when I'd crash head first into something. But it's probably just because weak engines have greater durability and I was going slow. Something to consider in hardcore. It's like,
yeah.
Well, I only get half my money back for selling the old engine. Like, is it really worth it? Especially with fuel costs costing money. Fuel and repair can add up pretty quick. Like, I was noticing, I'm like, man, there's some of these trucks that eat up gas. Like, I don't even want to use this ever, because this cost me a ton of money just to drive it. Gotta start thinking about that. One disappointing thing, though, was I've been using all the mission trailers that they give you for free for refueling, and someone on the internet confirmed that if you reset the mission, it won't add more fuel back, but also you're not allowed to complete the mission without it being full fuel. So at some point, if I want to complete every mission, I have to go buy a bunch of fuel and refuel the tanker so that they'll take it. I feel like that was something in the original patch of the game that you had to do, and then they removed it for normal mode. But apparently it's back in hardcore. Alright. Experience all around.
Oh man.
What? Can this truck, this scout not take any trailers? Oh, that's lame. Well, I have a solution for that, and it's called winch. I'm just gonna winch this thing all the way down. But yeah, that's dumb. It's like, what's the point of having this scout that is about as good as the one that's called the scout if can't even carry anything? It's one of my favorite additions in this game for just how ridiculous and cute it is to have a single unit of cargo as a trailer for a scout. I was getting excited to go use it for the first time in this playthrough, but I guess I'll go unlock it and not use it. I wonder, I think they, the Lodestar can have a crane. I was trying to think of, like, are there any scouts that can have cranes? And I think that's the only one I can think of.
Is it a weak crane?
Yeah, it's a weak crane, but, like the yellow one. So, like, it can have a... Oh, can it have a... I think I have a saddle, too. So you're like... Maybe not. But, like, you know, Lodestar is, like, half truck. Basically just a beefier pickup truck or a... Well, I mean, it's essentially a utility truck that you see. So it's got the big boxes on the side and stuff, and it's pretty strong. But I've never used it for hauling cargo. But that, and I think there's a paid DLC that I don't have. I still haven't tried. It's like the Cisco, the Castro something. It's a another like big scout. But now I think about it, that truck I think just looks like a normal scout, like a Jeep. So maybe not that one. There's something I'm thinking of. Maybe it was in like upcoming DLC or something where it's just like a big old like scout that can have stuff and people are excited about it. Because for whatever reason, some people like hauling cargo with the scout, even though it's inefficient. But there's probably a few situations where it's the most convenient choice. I really like that one mission in Alaska where you're on top of the mountain and they're like, alright, you got like 6 minutes to get to the bottom of the mountain and deliver this cargo, and it's on a scout trailer. So of course you used your scout to get up there in the first place to scout, and then you're like, alright, I'll try anything once. So my approach is just drive straight down the side of the mountain and hope to survive without flipping. So that one's a lot of fun. Funny enough, though, I didn't survive when I tried it the last time. I think the cargo flipped was the problem. So even if I have an autonomous winch, I didn't have a crane to fix it.
Yeah.
So I'll have to try that one again. There's one thing I haven't tested in hardcore, and that is it's very vague. It says there's like a limited number of tries on trials missions, and I'm like, the way it states it makes no sense. It's something like the number of tries equals like the rank or something. So I'm like, I don't know if that means like my level. So like if you're level 10, you get 10 tries or something. I don't know. Very bizarre. Or like maybe maybe whatever the first rank you get out of gold, silver, bronze is how much money you get, and you can never get more money. So you only do it just to get gold if you're going to redo it, even if they don't give you money. Currently, it'll do a difference, like a delta. It'll give you the full money if you get gold the first time, or if you get bronze and then gold, it'll give you the bronze amount, and then the difference between them, you get gold. But maybe that's what they meant. I don't know. No one online knows because no one's posted about it, so... There's a few missions I might try it and see what happens. Alright, I think I'm going to abandon this thing. I've been dragging a trailer with the, the tongue has a, what do you call it? It like has a post that sticks in the ground. What's funny is that like most of the trailers in this game are pretty reasonable, where you can just pick up the tongue and put it on a trailer hitch. But some of them are like, oh, we're gonna put posts down so it stands up straight and make it impossible to drag. Yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about, like especially the big fuel trailers and stuff. You have to attach it to a saddle so that they lift the posts in the front.
You've got to be kidding me. I flipped my other truck all the way around, and it still didn't land on its wheels.
Oh, the joy of trucks. One thing that's weird is, someone mentioned this, it's probably a bug, but in hardcore, your trucks never repair, like, cosmetic damage, ever. So, like, all my trucks look super beat up, because even repairing them, they look beat up. In this game, if you go to a garage and auto repair, like, everything's fixed, it's all cleaned up, all the mud's cleaned off. So,
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're gonna fix that. So my trucks are looking pretty beat up, like the entire cab is just crinkled like a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not ideal.
No!
I even tried repainting and that didn't fix it. All the mud and stuff stayed on. Where do we go? Oh, I can't go that way. I'm like lost. I'm like trying to drive through the woods. There's an owl here. Nice, they have some wildlife. Wow, I'm already out of gas. Should have used that trailer. Yeah, I think I'm going to replace this vehicle. I mean, it's pretty good, but man, does it eat up gas, and it's just not good enough.
Yeah.
I might actually switch back to the Scout. I was using the Scout in my hardcore, and I'm like, I forgot why I stopped using it. I think I would just put dumb add-ons on it. So like if you lift it too much, it gets high center of gravity and flips all the time. So the solution is just not to lift it, you know? Leave the suspension as is and put the small beefy tires on it and you're fine. Because that thing is like so fuel efficient. I love it.
Yeah. We're back in business.
Nice. What kind of crane did you use to rescue yourself?
I used the heavy crane.
Nice.
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's called, so that's good.
Oh, okay.
Heavy crane. Well, maybe I should just take a visit to the gas station. They did advertise it. Okay, this is bothering me. I've had for some reason this game loves to switch what mission you're on every time you switch maps. So it's been trying to tell me to get logs for like this whole time.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm like, I don't want to do a log mission. I'm in a Scout. Please leave me alone.
Yeah.
But it's funny. My thought was like, it almost always defaults to the log missions. I don't know why. It just adds to the frustration. It's like, I'm probably never going to do most of these log missions. Like, leave them for very last. Like, I did some of the ones in Michigan, but like, they just take a long time. They're not really worth it. More of a challenge thing.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a mission here. Yeah, so what's the bird that sounds like a cuckoo clock? Is it just called the cuckoo? Because I keep hearing it. It's like driving me crazy in this forest.
No, I don't know. I'm not hearing it where I am.
I'm just like, someone's alarm is going off or something. I'm like, oh wait, that's an actual animal sound. Oh, okay. Yeah. That was hard to explain in the moment, but what just happened was I drove into a fence and took a bunch of like glitch damage, and then the pole that did the damage was like vibrating in the ground and then shot straight up in the air and then landed like 20 feet away. So I was like, oh, well, it's gone. Okay. That was very bizarre.
Yeah. Just watched it on the stream.
Lucky for me, I have a repair rack that I haven't used at all. I much prefer if it was the other way around, because right now it's 150 points of repair and 80 gallons or liters, and I prefer it to be 150 liters with how this thing goes. I mean, even with 2 complete refuels, like this thing barely matches like a Scout with no refills for how long it takes. Ooh, there's a mission here, a time mission. What is it?
Landslide mapping.
Map the rift. That is tempting. I might want to do that. It's only 6 minutes for a gold. I don't know anything about this landscape. So it's the perfect thing to do.
Yeah.
Except I'm facing the wrong way because I need to be going the other way. So let's restart. It's like they knew I would do that. Come from the other way. It's like, just kidding. All the objectives are in the opposite direction. Oh, apparently hitting restart like instantly restarts it. I wanted to like stop and then start, but okay. We'll do it your way, game. Alright, the question is, will I complete this? Will I die? Or some third option? I'm driving like a maniac to get this done.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, you are.
Full throttle. Just like the mission I never completed that I tried today for the personnel carrier, driving it through a very interesting map. And I'm like, why couldn't they put these assets in the game? Maybe I just haven't seen them because they're Russian, so maybe it's in the new map, but like it looks so cool. And like the fact that you could push objects, I was like, oh, they usually don't do these because they're so glitchy. But there's that one map in Kola Peninsula. There's a part where you go inside like an abandoned factory where all of the entrances are blocked, and so you have to like sneak in. It's actually pretty difficult to get in the first place, and I think you like get a vehicle or something in there, but like everything you touch does tons of damage. Like the way they did the physics is everything is completely solid, and like, oh, there's a piece of metal sticking out. If you touch it, it destroys your tire. It's like, that's not very fun. It's very tight situations where you're like climbing up over like junk piles and it'll like deal damage to the bottom of your vehicle. I'm like, like, so, you know, my takeaways, it wasn't very fun. Even though it was interesting looking, the actual gameplay was bad. And then I go to this new level, I'm like, this is way better. I want the factory to look like this, where like it is pretty tight, but like you can drive through barrels and stuff and they move out of the way. I'm like, whoa. Like physics objects, amazing. Havoc engine, which is, if I remember correctly, it's the same like maybe basic engine as Arma 3.
Oh, really?
Pretty sure that Arma 3 uses the Havoc engine. They also use PhysX, which is a physics simulation engine. But I mean, I'm trying to think. I guess that would mostly be for like I'm like, what has physics like ragdolls when people die and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to think. I'm like, what is physical? Most of the physics-based stuff is still pretty static in that game. I guess driving a vehicle and hitting something, but like it's really unsatisfying and fake feeling because it's like hitting something with no physics to it. It just stops.
Yeah.
Like everything is solid except for vehicles that. Well, I guess they're solid too, but you know what I mean. It's not like this game where stuff actually deforms, like the land and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I still have 2.5 minutes left. I'm just driving like crazy. This is a pretty cool map. So this is the Rift, and this mission is giving me a tour of the title, the actual Rift, which is like a ravine that is all over. What's funny is I started the stream, I was thinking, I'm like, man, there's so many people streaming this game yesterday and today because of the update. It was like, 10 times as many viewers as usual for this game. And I'm like, I wonder if that means there'll be more new people wanting to check out the game and check out the stream. And like, you've been the only person watching today, which is less than usual. And I'm like, okay, I see how it is. There's more people streaming it because it's new. And so there's more competition. I didn't think of that. Like every other stream, there's always been at least like one random person that shows up and like is like, hey, can I join your game, or they're a bot. I guess that doesn't count as a person, but I remember that person. I'm like, hey, this is my first ever ban. I feel special. Like I hit a milestone because I got to ban a bot that was trying to sell illegal bot services. Actually, I'm like, well, it makes sense to use a bot to sell your bot services. But
yeah.
I watched a streamer play this today, and he went straight for the challenge where you have to deliver one piece of cargo, but it's very perilous on the road to get there. And he flipped in the same spot I did. It's like, I remember I got that far, I'm like, I'll save this for another time when I'm really feeling it, but I'll enjoy the more fun parts of the game first. But yeah, he kept trying over and over. I'm like, alright, he's got the dedication at least. I don't know if he has the skill to actually beat it. I didn't watch long enough to see him beat it, but it was pretty funny. That one's fun too, because in that map, if you keep driving on the road, if you're not paying attention, you go up to a bridge that's broken, and so you could just like fly off the end of it if you're just driving down the road. The idea is that you're supposed to take a detour, and the detour is like this perilous drive where everywhere you go, you're gonna drop your cargo. What's interesting though is that they give you a crane on your truck, and so even though you're a flatbed, and the flatbed, is prone to dropping cargo, I guess they expect you to pick it right back up. But yeah, it looks like I'm not gonna
have a crane.
I'm not getting a very good score on this. I don't know what the ideal path would be. Looks like I should have gone the other way around.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I probably did it backwards. Oh, and now I can't even get over this. So, I'm learning. It's like, okay, if I go this way, I can't pass. Oh, I can't do anything. Well, it looks like I'm not going to finish this. Because, yeah, I can't switch vehicles or recover, and there's no winch points. Oh, I'm like, why did I get something? It's always you. Wow, this is depressing. There's no winch points, I just flipped, so I guess I'm going to recover. There goes that mission. But I'll save it for next time. Alright, well, this is probably a good place to stop. It's getting pretty late.
Yeah. That took me way longer than I thought I was going to. Obtain that.
That's like the story of my life in one sentence. Let's see. What's on this map? Oh, that's weird. it says I have a vehicle on this map, but I don't. I think it's like listing the free vehicle I have yet to acquire or something. Yeah, it's, oh, whoa. Or maybe it was the vehicle I just recovered. It thinks it's still there when I go to the map. It shows the icon. That's weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's either, and it's a scout icon, so it's either the scout I was just using, and so it just has it updated because I recovered to the garage, or it's the scout that's free on that map that I guess own, but I can't drive yet. I don't know. Well, let's call it there. It's been fun.
Yeah, man. I'm glad I could join you.
Yeah, thanks for joining. Lots of fun, as always. Thanks for doing my seismic stuff for me.
I enjoy it. Even if it takes me way longer than I expected to.
That's this game in like a tagline. It took me longer than I expected, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
You
well,
have a good night, man.
Until next time. Yeah, you have a good night too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right. For everyone watching the stream, I hope you enjoyed. I never... Oop, lost my focus there. Okay. I never end on a truck, so I should end on a truck. Pulled out. So, for next time, we'll pretend like this is what we're ending on. Because then I can use this as a... you know what? No. Sorry, I keep going back and forth. What I want to do is a truck I actually used. So this one. Leave it like this. So maybe I could use this as a thumbnail so that people know I use this truck today. But thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed on YouTube. And check out this game if you haven't. It's pretty awesome. Alright. Have a good night, everybody.